Alright. Time to paint something. As usual, I don't know what. I know what I want my base color to be. That's about it. That's the way I do it. Alright, so we're going to do a different color scheme today than normal. Some of this oil paint, I used it a couple days ago, still good. Darks always dry faster than lights, so usually I cover them up with plastic, but I got. You know what? Pick this, but I think I'm gonna pick this canvas. But I think I'm gonna switch canvases. So hang on a second. So let me get my monitor set up here. Hang on, guys. I'm gonna switch panels. I'm not satisfied with that. So I'm going to switch to 11 by 14. Simply because the 16 by 20 gesso, I didn't like the way that the gesso looked on it. Normally, I would gesso this panel, even though it's already black. This is just a off-the-shelf canvas from Michaels, but that it'll do for what I want to do today, I think. All right, so I'll put a little bit more light on this. Let's see if that doesn't give you guys a little bit better view when we. There we go. When we because we're gonna mix some paint on the brush here. So this is my version of liquid clear. I make this stuff myself. It's just linseed oil and odorless mineral spirits. I'm gonna try to talk a little louder this time. People were saying they can't couldn't hear me. Usually people are telling me to quiet down, so you know. All right, so this should be fun. I'm using this color. This is my base color. This is dioxazine purple. I like this color. It's transparent. I've used it in the past for some other things, just to see if I did like it. So let's go ahead and cover this canvas. Now this purple is a very powerful color. It's a strong. As Bob would say, big strong mountain makes a big strong color. This liquid clear I made is a new formula. I made it myself for most of the time I've been painting, which has only been about 3 years, but actually it's only been 2 years. It was 2 years in May the 14th. I'm in my 3rd year now. So, you know, most of the time, I think originally I had 2 bottles of liquid clear that I got when I bought 2 Bob Ross Master sets, and that's kind of, I used those up, and then I saw a way to make my own from a video on YouTube, and I did that. I liked it okay, but that particular mixture that they were presenting was dried a little faster than I liked. I mean, it blended okay. I can't say anything. Not say anything bad about it. It just, I added a little bit more linseed oil to this to keep it. Allow me to blend a little bit longer. Anthony, hey buddy. I'm about to do something in purple. I don't know what. This purple is such a strong color. Even when you clean out your brush, you can see that it still stains your brush. And that's okay. It doesn't make it stir up much. I always find it interesting how long the lag is between the time that I say something or do something and then I see it show up on the monitor. Alright, so clean that brush out. Okay, so let's get some working color up here. Let's start off with some titanium white. You probably need a good bit of this before this show's over, but we shall just put a bit out there to start with. And let's start off right off the bat. I'm getting... Hey Bruce! What's up, buddy? Bruce! You got here before I was done! Actually, you got here almost before I got started. No, actually, linseed oil takes a long time to dry. If you just use linseed oil, man, it takes a long time to dry. So it's about 1.5 parts, 1.5 parts linseed oil and 4 parts mineral spirits. Leaning maybe a little closer to even 1 3/4 parts to 4 parts of linseed oil for 4 parts of mineral spirits. All right, so let's see. Sure would be nice if I started planning these things, but mostly I was just thinking about some colors. I was watching Marco Polo and I thought, you know what, I ought to paint something while I'm waiting. All right, so let's just kind of start right here. This is just titanium white. I'll brush it out. I'm going to clean my brush. Hey Logan! So another black canvas. The Oxazine purple is the base color today. Exactly what I'm going to paint yet, I don't know, but we'll figure it out as we go. There'll probably be some water in here somewhere, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. I got the purple all over the canvas. And do a lot of cleaning, brush cleaning. Alright, so let's let that brush sit for a second. And let's just kind of blend this out. So we're just going to take this really lightly. I always check my brushes because they tend to get stiff sometimes, but this one's fine. Alright, so we're just going to very lightly go right back over what we just did, the X stroke. I'm going to put this back up on the canvas, on the easel in a second because it's too wiggly for me to hold it, but I just wanted you to be able to see it really well. Alright. It's an 11 by 14 canvas. Alright. Let's just push that back a little bit. Alright, so this part right here, if you guys can see, let me show you. So I was smoothing this out. It's too much light there for you guys, but I don't know if it'll focus, but there's just a little bit of misting back in here, so it's sort of maybe saying the moon's back up in there. So I'll decide here in a second. I'm cleaning this brush if I'm going to put the moon up in there, or I'm just going to leave it. You know, I think I will. I think I'll put the moon in there. I got a couple things I want to do that. Yep, I sure do. I have a bunch of different kinds of brushes because I'm new, so I tried some different things. So let me kind of tell you which brushes, so if you see them, you know what they are. If you see me using these kind of white-handled brushes, these are Bob Ross brushes. These green-handled brushes are made by Brandon Thomas Art. And Brandon's got his own art channel. Needless to say, Bob Ross has his own too. And then these brushes 1-inch brushes are by Kevin Hill, the ones with the black handle. Now the oval brush you'll see me using later is a Bob Ross brush. It's the only black handle brush I think that he has. This poor thing it used to be oval. Now you can see it's kind of worn out, but I tend to use it a lot. It's a good brush. All right, so let's do. But yeah, they're all natural bristle. The synthetic won't really do for the kind of painting that I do. All right, so what I'm doing, I got some titanium white flattened out on the easel, and I'm going to, and I just got it on my finger here. I like to kind of get my motor running here that's what Marion says, get her motor running. But when you do this, you don't want to make a peak. You know what I'm talking about? Like if you have that where you have a peak, that's no good. That's no good. That'll cause you problems. So you just kind of like to get it flattened out like that. I'll go right in here and put the moon. I'm just kind of scrubbing it into the canvas. There we go. And that moves kind of oval. Let's make it a little more round. What do you say? All right. All right. Now, as you're lifting your finger up off, if you do it that way, make sure that you kind of pull it off to the side. If you don't, it'll make a peak on your canvas, and you don't like that either. So, all right. Let me clean off my finger. Now, if you guys ever watch Nick Hankins paint, that dude, I've been to a couple of his classes. He goes through like one paper towel per painting. I go through like a roll of paper towels per painting. Nick's a great guy. All right. Like that. All right, just kind of smoothing it over a little bit more. All right, so we're going to try to start off with, I'm going to go with a number 3 fan brush. It's a Bob Ross fan brush. We're just going to take some of this purple. So we originally put this purple on like in all the black area over the whole canvas. Now and then we've kind of lightened it a little bit with titanium white. So now we're just going to come in here and put a couple of clouds in here, but we're just going to go back to the diazine purple. We're just using the edge of this fan brush. And just kind of figuring out what this cloud wants to be here. And I think I'll just let it kind of drift across the moon like that a little bit. Ran out of paint. All right. So that gives us a start. Yes, feel free to ask all the questions you want. I'll answer them every time I look over. Now, normally I would switch to, I think I want a little bit more purple in here. I want that to be darker than that. Here we go. I like that. Yeah, all right. I'll tell you what, as long as we got that, let's just keep going. So let's put maybe, we're just putting this on little circles, keeping the brush moving. All right, so I got a pair. That looks pretty good. No charge for asking questions. Anthony's probably answered enough questions from me to last a lifetime. All right, all right. So let's just let's smooth it out a little bit. So I'm just going to use my fan brush to smooth the bottom of this out a little bit. Originally, fan brushes were actually blending brushes, so they can do this part pretty well. Making sure not to touch the edge up there. I want to definitely mess with the edge. back with the 1-inch brush here in a minute. Puff that up some more. Hi, Dorothy. How are you today? All right, so we want to highlight this a little bit. And let's add some cloud textures here. So let's just kind of I'm just going to finger touch blend this a little bit. And my finger's nice and purple. All right, so let's see. I think I need more like this, maybe some more over here, and a little bit up like that. I don't want a lot of light on these clouds. Don't want a lot on. You guys are my. If you guys let me know if I start mumbling, I start thinking to myself, "Hey, Vicky and Anthony and Logan and Bruce and Dorothy." All right, so I'm not sure what we're going to paint today. We're just kind of meandering around the canvas as usual with my fan brush. All right. Put some couple little streamers in here, little doers. All right. So let's try something different today. You guys want to do? I'll just try to do something. Let's do something a little different. Y'all pick. You want to do? Let me clean my brush here. Forest scene, mountain scene, or just kind of a hilly scene. Y'all just tell me what you want to do there. We'll give it a spin. We'll give it a spin while I'm trying to smooth out these clouds. Smooth these clouds out. So these little doers I put in here, we're just pushing them back on the canvas while we're waiting for the boat to go out. Oh, I like that. That came out okay. Turn this around the other way. Nobody has a preference? Really? Alright. Well, in that case, no telling what we'll always come up upon. Alright. Well, let's clean this brush. I'll tell you what we're going to do. Let's put... Let's put a mountain in there. All right, so let's see. So I'm just going to mix up some mountain mixture here. Actually, I don't have to mix it. I bought it in a tube. Alright, so let's just kind of... I don't want these mountains to be too big because it's a small canvas. I was doing a 16 by 20. I popped that baby up there, but... Alright, so let's just kind of... This will kind of set a little bit of a tone. Let's scrub that in there. Alright, so when I'm doing mountains, I like to do one mountain at a time. Not all the way to the end, not to the end, but... So we've got it here, you can see. I'm just going to kind of... Our reflections are going to be coming in from this side, right? So let's just determine that side of the mountain first. So don't want to touch the edge, but we'll just kind of pull that out. And we've got kind of, see how the edge kind of rises there? It's like there's another piece of mountain back there. So we'll remember that when we get ready to. Alright. Am I still alive? I guess so. You guys are being so quiet today. I'm on Anthony's channel. I'm just like yakety yakety yak. Alright, so let's go. Let's put a. Let's bring a mountain in closer than that. Let's just kind of. Maybe like let's start off right here. Let's just kind of, I gotta pick up enough. Alright, so I'm feeling something like right in here. So we'll lay some mountain mixture down there. Maybe like push this out a little bit. Maybe just add another mountain in back there. Like that. What say you guys? Alright, I want that one to push that one back. Alright, now let's see. I don't like my mountains to be too pointed. I don't like them really pointy-headed mountains like this one over here. See, he's kind of pointy-headed. It's like that old Schmielson song, you know, the point about the pointy-headed kid named Oblio. All right, so I rounded that out, both of those out. So let's just. This one looks a little too steep. So let's push it out like that. Yeah, like that. That looks okay. Let's break it up some. You break up a straight line. Look, maybe. All right. Yeah, that's right. It's a Bob Ross color. You see it? Can you guys read that? Can't tell if my iPod's focusing. Mountain mixture. It's a mixture of Prussian blue and alizarin crimson and a little tad of Van Dyke brown. Bob, you see Bob mix it up on his palette all the time, but it became convenient for them to just make it so that you don't have to mix it up on the palette, which is usually what I do. But Bob Ross paints were on sale where I live a few months ago for a really, really good price, so I just scarfed up every bit of it. Alright, let's get this mountain straightened out here. Alright, so I'm going to push that mountain. Yeah, it looks fine. Alright, so we got 4 mountains out here. Alright. Now you guys, oh did you? We have 4 Hobby Lobbies here, and I just went to Hobby Lobby one day, and they had paint on sale for $2.50. I was like, what the heck? So I took everything up there and it's like, hey, this is a really good price. And they said, well, it's because we're clearing it out. So I went back and got all the rest of it. And then I went to each of the Hobby Lobbies. Only one store didn't have it for sale, so I didn't get theirs. But the other three guys, I wiped their stuff out pretty well. Bob Ross black gesso. Like I usually make my own gesso, but this black gesso is normally $16.99. I got it for $4.24, so that was a good deal. So I bought, there were only 2 bottles of it there, but it was worth it. All right, so let's put some highlights down. All right, so now on your video, it looks to you like I'm a normal person, like I'm painting right-handed, but I'm actually left-handed for whatever reason. Their infinite wisdom, Facebook mirror images everything. So I was going to try to do some of this just left-handed. I'm a left-handed painter, but I typically paint right-handed. I paint right-handed using my left hand. I don't know if that makes any sense to you, but anyway, that's the way it is. All right, so let's see. That's good. Now let's go this way. I'll tell you what, let's put a little bit more, I like to see a little bit more break in it than that. If I can't break it, then I'll break it myself. This white that I'm using it's not a Bob Ross product. I ran out of that. All right, and then right along in here, let me clean my. So now I'm picking up a small roll of paint, and then I'm kind of losing it. So I want to come in like right here. You heard me say a while ago I was kind of feeling something right here. So we're going to kind of bring this down just a tad more. And then we're just going to kind of go back and forth here and create like a little bit of a glacier valley type scene right there, flat that's laying out. All right. So let's just kind of I always manage to paint myself into these situations where I put the moon out here somewhere and I end up painting 2 sets of reflections. This is how it goes. All right, so we're going to take some of this titanium white. I'm going to mix it up with a little bit of this blue, a little bit of this mountain mixture color, kind of create a grayish blue. There we go. I'll show it to you here in just a second. Sort of like that color. And let's just start over here. I want to cover up all that darker color. I want some of it to stay in there. Alright, so not quite done with that. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see in a second here. Alright, so it's okay, but it's not exactly what I wanted to see. So we're gonna put, now this color I'm putting on is lamp black. I use it a lot. I use it a lot in my mountains. I'm not putting that on just yet. I'm going to put it on here in a second. When I do, you'll be able to see it, even though this is really dark. Now, lamp black is something that you don't really mess around too much with, because this stuff it's just this little bit. Can you see it, like on the edge? Will overpower every color that's on here, so it's really strong. All right, so let's just kind of just put a little bit of this on here, and you'll see that it'll create additional shadows in here that normally wouldn't exist. And keep to the lines of our mountain. The third color gives the mountains a whole lot of contrast. All right, let's see. Let's see that okay. Let me know how this light. I got super bright lights here now behind me, and hey, Suzanne. Suzanne's known me since I was a little kid. Since we were little kids. All right, so, all right. Okay, with that done, let's put kind of. So we kind of have dark, and well, that's what we want to do all the way through is dark and light and dark and light. So what I want to do is create some fog at the bottom of these mountains. As soon as I wipe off my fingers. I should be wearing my gloves, but I forgot to put them on. It's a little too late now. All right. Now, if you're oil painting and you're not using gloves like me, a really good thing to clean the oil off your fingers with is baby wipes. They work great. All right. So let's just do. I'm just going to take a little bit of white on here, and we're just going to kind of tap some fog in here. We don't want to cover up all of that detail we just put in here, but putting some fog in here will push this back. So I want to put some distant trees back there. I don't want to use up all my real estate before I get to where I'm going, but I'll tell you what, let's just kind of. Tell you what, instead of doing that, let's do this. So we're going to go back to the purple again. We're just going to tap in some landscape here. Let's make it a little more hilly, like that. Yeah, maybe off that way. Let's do the same thing over here. Let's bring it in from uptown. I think I want it to be a little more hilly, like right here. Maybe in the background. Give some indication there's some being some trees that way. Okay. All right. Now. I want to give an indication of there being some I tell you what, let's do two things here. Let's do two things with this. I'm just going to take very little bit of this purple on a fan brush. I mean, just fairly lightly putting it on here. I'm going to go right here in some of these areas and just kind of pull it up a little bit. Pull it up just a little bit. When you do this, you want to kind of try to pull it up straight. And it'll kind of give the impression of way off in the background, there's trees back up in there. Then we can take a little bit of white, maybe. There we go. We'll just kind of give the impression there's some tree trunks back there. Ooh, purple overpowered my white there. Can you guys see that? Yeah, no, I don't think it's, yeah, I guess. All right, so let's see. So let's come back over here a little bit more. A few more trees. We don't want a lot of that going on. And over here we'll kind of present like multiple layers of trees, like that. Maybe a few more over this way. All right. Feel it kind of coming to me. All right, so let's see. Let's tap again. Let's tap in some fog. So we can go right in here. Tapping in some color, a little bit of raising the value of this foreground here a little bit. What's that, guys? What do you think? All right. Now let's pull in closer. So let's just all right, so kind of like the way that it's kind of working. We're going to try something. We're going to curve a little bit, curve off a little bit from where we are. Let's take some more of this purple. Thank you, Rosalie. Thank you. All right, so let's bring in some more landscape here. Now we're just going to kind of come in on that fog. I almost grabbed the wrong color. And let's bring this all the way across like that. All right, and then let's start to add some trees, other kinds of trees, something. I'm trying to decide if I want to broaden this palette or not. All right, so let's take all right, so we got this landscape coming in. Evidently it looks like it's wintertime, so let's start right here. Let's just start adding some snow up in here. I'm so used to working on 16 by 20s. I'm probably going to run out of real estate. All right. All right, let's see. All right, so tell you what, we're gonna use this purple to good use here. Hey, Dee Dee. All right, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna flesh this part out with some snow, real snow, not just this lightweight stuff up here, you know, that the guy can brush off with a broom. I'm gonna bring some real snow down in here. So let's do that. So let me for those of you that just joined, so we've got a black canvas, right? We have liquid clear and dioxazine purple on is the undercolor. Now we're going to put everything else goes on top of that. So let's just kind of start bringing in some snow. So let's take that. Let's go this way. Be wary of the landscape. Make sure we're going to use that snow to our advantage here. I'll show you a little trick here in a minute. So using the same properties as we did for putting on the mountains, we're kind of letting the canvas take what it wants, barely touching this canvas. Alright, so I don't really like the way that that's going. It's too flat. So we're going to kind of pull it up a little bit and swoop it down like that. Kind of like that. There we go. Then we'll take this and bring it back the other way. So you can pull this color all around when it's blended. When you got this. Alright. Now we can decide what we want to put up here. Okay, so let me explain what I'm going to do here, because you might not, I don't know too many people do it like this way. So here's what we're going to do. We got the snow on there. It's looking a little purplish, and that's okay right now. And look what we're doing. We're building another coat. I want to take those streaks out the side there. There we go. And I'm going to smooth all this out a little bit. Pull the landscape where I want it. Smooth that out that way. There we go. Alright. Then we're going to use this as our foreground platform. Put whatever we want in there. Alright. So let's go. Pull out a color I haven't used yet. Just kind of weird, but just me. No. Yeah. Alright, so I'm going to pull some Midnight Black out here. We're going to do a little bit of work with that. Actually, I tell you what, let's get some Midnight Black. Some sap green. In a minute here, we're going to do one of Anthony's tricks here. Maybe. We'll see. Alright, so let's get some of that Midnight Black. Let's get... well, let's see. Before we do that, let's put... So let's put some trees in here. Just a few trees. So we'll start over here. Let's see. I'll start right there. I'm just kind of placing this tree. Moving it, just use the fan brush to go down the edge. Alright, so. Oh man. Alright, so here's a little trick. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have 5 layers of paint right here. I want to put this tree. So I can either thin the paint to work on this tree, or I can take some of this paint back off. So I'm going to use this little tool I got from Wilson, Bigford. One of Anthony's buddies. He's one of my buddies too, but we're just going to scrape a little bit of this paint right out of the middle of this picture. Just like that. I don't like to use this tool too much because I can't get crazy with my tree. Alright, so make all that go away here in just a second. We're going to put a big tree right here. So we probably don't need too much tooling to go on here. Let's just kind of put a big tree right there. That'll be good. And then we'll work it from there. I don't really want to put the tree in there just yet, but I'm gonna... Alright, so now let's go back and put this tree in here. And set my line. Another thing I found that does for me is it allows me to understand where the tree's going to go, and it allows me to kind of place the trunk. Tap, 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 tap in the tree, tap in the tree, tap in the tree, tap in the tree, tap in the tree. Alright, now I'll take a knife and kind of push the point of the tree up a little bit and decide where I want the trunk to go. I'll take a little bit of this Van Dyke brown, a little bit of that purple and white, put a relatively dark trunk into this tree, like that. Alright, so let's see, I need some. I hardly ever use Amazing White. So give me a minute while I stir this up. It needs to be stirred up for sure. As you can see, it's pretty solid. So give me a second while I stir this up. I'm gonna do with that lid. Alright, so we're just gonna take a little bit of my liquid clear compound and put on that. We're going to mix it up here. Alright, we'll see how that goes. We'll see how this goes. Now on this tree, now we're going to switch back over to the blue that we used over here in the mountains. We're going to put an additional shadow in this tree, just to kind of give it a third piece of reflection. All right. Now, let's see. Now this tree, it's going over here. We're going to change its color a little bit. We're going to make it a little more green because it's closer to you. You can see that a little bit. Oh, that's dark. Dark, dark, dark. It took me the longest time when I first started painting to figure out dark, getting in dark. I used to keep painting and Brandon would say, make it darker, and I'm like, good gosh, how dark does it have to be? I switched to a number 6 fan brush while I was running my mouth. Just put this color in. All right. It's titanium white. It's called Amazing White or something like that. Yeah, this stuff's called Amazing White. Bob Ross calls it liquid white. I don't know what Alexander Art calls it. They have a version of it too, but it's titanium white that's cut with linseed oil. All right, so let's go a little bit of this blue. We'll kind of put that in a reverse reflection. That kind of give the tree a little extra. I was wondering how I was going to work the snow in behind those trees, and now I don't have to. Sunny D. All right, so let's go ahead and flesh this side out a little bit more. Then we'll come work on the other side. So I'm going to clean all that liquid white out of my knife, and I'm going to clean my spot on the palette somewhere. Put that liquid white over there for now. And I'm going to get some regular titanium white over here on the side. And I kind of want to do the same kind of thing that I had with my mountains. So I want to what I want to do is create some texture on this snow. I could just leave it like it is, but I don't want to. So this is the way it goes. All right, so here we go. I'll turn it so you guys can see it. At least I hope you can. All right. That makes me, as usual, wonder. Nobody told me there was a stream in this picture, but now there is. All right, so let's put a stream in this picture. I think it's feeling kind of frozen, but it's in there. So let's see if we can't pull some of it out. All right, so there's a stream that runs right along this bank, right? So let's just kind of. All right. Wow, pretty cool. All right, let's put a little bit of all this detail stuff. All right, let's put some let's put a little bit of landscape around that. Yeah, No, Rosalie, you're right. The cameras are, I mean, the lights are like right behind my camera. And when I turn it, I think it's, let me do this. Can you guys see it better this way? The 30-second lag here, so y'all hang on. Now when I turn it, can you see it better? All right, so let's scrub a little landscape in here while I'm waiting for your reply. Let's just kind of. Out of paint. I hate it when I run out of paint. All right, there we go. Okay, yeah, you guys have to tell me. I can't tell. I tried different things. The other day, somebody was saying the light they had a shadow, so I turned it around a different way. We'll keep working with it until we figure it out, until we get it all figured out. All right, so let's just kind of. So we've got all this paint on here, so we want to kind of just smooth it out, just soften it, just a little bit. All right, now with that done, how in the heck do I keep getting paint on my fingers? All right, with that done, let's take a knife, and we're just going to create a little bit of freezy kind of waterline around this. Like that. You won't really be able to see this too much until it gets on. We get in on the other side. There we go. That's a real soft knife touch right here. Okay, let's say let's do this. Let's do this. How about this? Let's take a script liner and we'll get a little bit of oil on here, a little bit of linseed oil. So this is just refined linseed oil. That's all that is. I'm trying not to spill it like I did last time. Stuff's too expensive to spill. What's wrong with this brush? It's too tweedy. Alright, get a different one. Let me get this one. Alright, here we go. Alright. Can you guys tell I suffer from ADD? Alright. Alright, so I want to put some fence posts back here. Maybe leave them down to the edge of the water. So let's just kind of put them in here. These are old fence posts. These are old fence posts. They don't have to be straight. I don't know if you guys can see that yet, but that's okay. We're going to highlight it in a second. You'll be able to see it. All right, let's just let's come this way. So this old fence, it's not in too good a shape. It's an oldie. It was old when I was young. Alright, so let's put... Alright, now we want to highlight that. So let's just kind of... Let's clean that brush up. And let's do a little bit of highlighting. Put some snow, or just maybe even just some light highlights around that. So let's try that. So let's just kind of... A little bit of snow sitting on the fence railing there. All right. All right, so let's put a little bit of snow. Let's tap some snow. Let's just tap some bushes right around in here. Put a cabin in my last one, so I don't think I'll put one in this one, but I got some ideas about one. Alright, so let's just... Sorry you guys have to watch me clean my brushes so much, but I have ADD and hi Dorothy. If I don't clean them out, I'll forget, and then that'll be bad. Alright, so let's go ahead. Let's kind of continue on with this theme of fence posting for now. Let's just kind of put it... So, maybe not dark enough to suit me. Let me switch colors here, if I have any left. Let's just kind of darken these up a little bit. So we got like a broken piece here, and a fence post, and a broken piece here, and a broken piece here, and a fence post. There we go. That's looking better. And a fence post here. A piece that way, piece that way, maybe even a piece that way. Alright. So let's highlight these. We'll try it this way. See how this works for us. Try this first. So the moon's over there, so I just want to keep it on this side. All right. So now that I know that's there, we can do something else with that over there. So let's just, we know we have that fence post, so let's just go ahead and stick another couple. Put the rest of the landscape in, shall we? Let's just. Ugh, that's too much paint. All right. Let's go right here. I know that fence post is back there. If you guys walk around behind this tree, you'll see that that fence post is back there. It's kind of magic, like that. I want to put some bushes in right here, so I don't really want to think about that. Let's put another tree right here on the edge of the stream. Oh, that's a lot of paint to go through. Here we go. Thanks, Bruce. Still trying to figure it all out here. Alright, so let's get this. Let's highlight this tree a little bit. We're going to start off with the reverse shadow this time. Like lava paint. Isn't that terrible? There we go. Alright. Now the other side. And then the other tree. And then let's do something with this. So if I'm not careful, this piece right here, this tree right here is going to turn into a mess. So be careful with it here. I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to put a little bit more dark back in this tree. There we go. Over here, I've decided there's a pretty good sized bush, so let's put that in. Well, before we do that, let's just go ahead. I'm going to tap in some bushes right here. Maybe a couple down here by the edge of the stream. Like that. Alright, now let's put in the bush. We're getting close to the end here. Hang with me, hang with me. Alright, so let's do something. Let's do something crazy. Over here by this fence, we're going to put a big bush in here. There we go. Hey, you know what? Rosalie didn't tell me, but there's another big bush right over here. Let's get some dark. Get some dark. All right. Okay. We're gonna need some. Boy, what a mess my palette is. All right, we're gonna need some titanium white here in just a second. Put it away. All right, so let's get some titanium white out. We're gonna highlight these a little differently. Let's take. So what we're gonna do? We're gonna take some titanium white. We're just gonna put it out on the palette and flatten it, so you guys will know what I'm doing. So you can't see it. I'm gonna flatten it out, and hopefully in the future I can have 2 cameras and I can show you exactly what's going on. But that's not today. So here we go. We're flattening this out. We just flatten it out with a knife. We're going to take a little bit of the liquid clear that I mixed up in the beginning. I'm just going to take some of this and put it on the plate. Maybe I can show you this way. I'm going to put it on the plate like this. So it's 1.5 parts linseed oil to 4 parts mineral spirits, odorless mineral spirits. So we just tap the brush into the titanium white, and we're going to tap it back over here in the linseed oil. We're going to go back and tap it. Just make it a little bit lighter. Then we're just going to come in here, and we're just going to lightly touch these places like that. And drop our brush. Luckily, it went on my floor mat. All right, so. Okay, we got one last thing to do here, and we'll be done. So let's just, I want to put a little bit of snow, need a little bit of a larger script liner this time. Use this one. This is, what is this, number 1 script liner. And I'm just mixing it in the titanium white that I just put that stuff on. And that'll let it kind of flow. It's got to be kind of liquidy, because if it's not going to pick up the, put a little bit of this over here on the mat. It's going to be, a thick paint will stick to a thin paint and vice versa, but a thick paint will not stick to a thick paint. So you have to kind of, there we go. So we'll put a little bit of snow across that. And maybe some right there, maybe some right there. Just to give it a little bit of a touch. So who wants a rock? Let's say we put a rock right there. I'm going to give you 60 seconds to vote for a rock. Yes or no. Leave it, or I'll put in a rock. You guys tell me. If I don't put in a rock, I'm done and I can go to lunch. I can go to dinner. Oh, I'm wiping off my hands. Rosalie votes yes for a rock. Okay, so I know everybody saw it. Okay, so let's put in a rock. That's okay. All right, so let's do this. So we got some, this is some of the paint I had left over from the other day from my last painting. So let's just kind of get it over here and use it up. So this is, we're gonna go right in here and put a nice big rock. So I'm hoping you'll be able to see this. So we're just gonna kind of like squish it on there like that. What is that? Is that a glob of paint? Don't you be a glob of paint. Get off of there. All right. All right. So we got the rock on there. It don't look like much yet, but we got a couple things to do here. So let's pick up number 3 fan brush. We'll pick up some of this white, and we'll just kind of make put some snow around this rock, right about here. Maybe even push the rock back a little bit with some bushes. Like, let's put some bushes in here. Get in there, bushes. And then let's just, this will be tricky, but we'll give it a spin here. I'm going to pick up some titanium white, hopefully some kind of, like a little bit of snow drift in here. Maybe a little snow on the top. All right, guys. Okay, well, wow, that was almost an hour and a half. That's a long time for me. All right, well, there you go. Hang on, I'll show it to you again in just a second. So let's sign this critter, and then we'll be off to dinner. All right, so let's get some linseed oil and some color. Let's pick up a little bit of this white over here. Is there enough of it there? Maybe. There's enough of it over there. Now, sometime in the middle of June, I'm going to start giving away some paintings for those of you that watch these channels. I haven't figured out which paintings or when or how or what, so you guys just stay tuned for that, because I do appreciate you. All right, we got a painting. You guys have a good Thursday night. Hope you're having something good for dinner too. I hope you'll share this video with all your friends. And we'll do another one real soon. Make sure you tune into Anthony's channel. He's an inspiring guy. And I will catch you guys next time.